Hey, it's Ben from Death Battle, and you should subscribe to Raccoon Bro VA.
Trash bin talk.
Hello, everybody. My name is Raccoon Bro VA. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Picks Talk. We have the whole shebang, the whole cast is here, ready to bring y'all some more fun matchups. And let's just get right into. Just trust the sauce on this one, guys. Just trust the sauce.
So, what are you waiting for? The hunt is on.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
All right.
Who said that the booster goat dies?
It's Agent
Agent
Jones.
Jones versus. You say it. Booster Gold.
So this is the Zeo Huntimus collab.
Yep, we teamed up for this.
Yep.
I just prefer to call him Jonesy.
Yeah, me and Huntimus, we like this matchup a lot, and then he just asked me, hey, he's like, do you want to do this or should I? I'm like, how about we just both do it since we like this matchup a lot? He's like, all right, so here we are.
This is our first time getting a collab pick on this show, so get ready, folks.
It won't be the last, trust me.
Yeah, so what's interesting about these two is like when you first see these two, you think of, oh, how goofy and just like, how much of the goofball these guys are. And you might think that, but no, these guys went through some serious shit. And it's not just for Booster, it's for Jones's too, which I will get into right now. So, in the world of this, again, I'm not going to make this sound cringe because I know how Fortnite is, but basically, there's this thing called the 0 point. Basically, the center of all reality. Basically, it's what caused the Big Bang. And it basically created the entire Omniverse. That's right. Your favorite, like, say, basically, let's just say Mario. Like, Mario's like another fragment to the Fortnite universe. But just, I'm getting a point. Point is like, the 0 point was super powerful. So, eventually, there would come this organization group, the Imagined Order, which would study the 0 point's power. And they needed more recruits. That's where Jones came in. While we don't know too much about him, basically, we knew that he was a family man on a very dangerous world. That's where he gets approached by Dr. Sloan. And she recruits Jones to study the 0 point. And thus, that's where he enters in Reality Zero, which is basically how the Fortnite storyline makes it put, is basically you're stuck in a never-ending loop battle. And once you're put in the loop, you forget everything, like who you are, where you're from. You're just in this fucking literally war zone. And if you die, you literally lose your memories. You just lose your memory of what happened. And you're just like in a never-ending death loop until like you win. Basically, you get to escape the loop and you remember all your past experience inside the loop, but just not where you're from. And so they get Jones, right? And he's asking if I can go back home. And she tells him, like, yeah, there's nothing to go back to. Turns out, Jones's family's dead. Like, because if you don't know, time works differently when you're next to the 0 point, making you somewhat immortal. Meaning, it could have been thousands of years by the time, like, he would go back. And, like, there's nothing left for him there. He's just alone. And just, like, so it's like, there's really no point. So, he would keep studying the 0 point until one day, Galactus, yeah, I know, Marvel shit, it's kind of common for this. Basically, Galactus shows up, like, cracks the 0 point. And so Jones has to assemble people to, like, to protect the 0 point, aka just more IPs, just a, big money spender and all that. But just, dude, it's not even enough. So then he asks, what the fuck do we do? The 0 point's about to explode, killing everybody. And they're like, nothing. What do you mean nothing? They're about to destroy all of reality. It's like, hey, it's not our problem. We just let things do what they are. We just let nature take its course. And then Jones is like, I dedicated my entire life to this organization. And so if they won't do anything about it, I will. So Jones leaves the Imagined Order and tries to recruit the Seven, which, if you don't know, they're basically like against the Imagined Order and what they do. And they're trying to free everyone from the loops. And if you don't know, the Foundation is the Rock, yada, yada, it's about tribe power, whatever. And he basically recruits them to stop being the 0 point from exploding. It worked, but the Foundation kind of sealed himself inside the 0 point for a while. Jones does get captured again, and he was about to get fucking executed. Or he was mind right? I don't know. They don't really explain that much. But then he gets saved by the Foundation, and that's when he teams up with the Seven to stop the Imagined Order. And thus, he somewhat becomes, like, the main... I wouldn't say the main character, but, like, he becomes a prominent character to the story. That's what... And also, by the way, he's voiced by Troy Baker. A very cool option. As for Booster...
it sounded like you were about to say go figure, but like, also it sounded like you were about to say go fuck yourself.
Fortnite's lore sounds so much like a fan fiction.
Oh yeah, like
it totally is.
Yeah, I can go on.
Please continue.
I can go on. Yeah, I can go on with Fortnite's lore, but like I don't have time for all that. As for boosters, on the other hand, now I already know like cable booster gold explained enough about it, but like there's like a lot they kind of missed out. For example, like Booster kind of like he went through a hell of a development from just being a goofy goober to actually becoming a legit superhero. Like because we all know his dynamic with Ted Cord Blue Beetle. One day, Blue Ted confronts Maxwell Lord, and Maxwell reveals his plan, saying, "I'm going to brainwash the world, you know, make it better when he is." And he asked Ted to join him. Obviously, he said no. So Ted fucking dies. He gets shot in the face, and after that, Booster is just distraught and is just pissed because like the Justice League won't do anything about it. Not saying they don't want to. So Booster tries to going back in time to save Ted, but no matter how many times he tried, he just couldn't save him because like it's like the canon event where his death needs to happen, otherwise time and bullshit, you know. It just does not work. So he tries saving other people from the DC timeline. Like, remember when Barbara Gordon got shot by the Joker? Even then, it just, no matter how much he tried, it's just, all of his attempts were just failed. It just, no matter what. And you want to know what's even more sad? Like, he did bring Ted back, but that would have led to destruction of the entire multiverse. So then Ted Cord, he decided to sacrifice himself in order to save the multiverse. But at least this time, Booster got to at least say goodbye to his best friend. And plus, this time it didn't really like damage him that much. It actually just inspired him to like, you know, become a better superhero. But then eventually, after the New 52, he got his best friend back. And well, it's kind of a weird thing. It's like I think it's like a different like Booster Gold, the DC Comics. Am I right? But basically he evolved so much to where he even stopped Superman from going back in time, making him the responsible one, showing how much he's grown just from being just some nut job. That's why I love these two so much, because while yes, they have their moments, they know how to lock in and just, you know, how to like, you know, be bigger than themselves. That's why I love this matchup. And Hunimus will explain furthermore with, you know, why else this dynamic works.
Yeah, but before Hunimus says, it's like I was just imagining, like, no way Booster went through his own version of Flashpoint, like.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, it was like so sad because like no matter how many times he tried, literally he could not change the timeline. It was thanks to New 52. Granted, I could be getting this wrong, but like all he wanted was just to get his best friend back, or at least properly say goodbye to him, because like it just happened out of nowhere, and just he could not accept the fact that he was gone. That's why he tried so hard to like save him. And it's just yeah.
This is the epitome of like the goofy side character just suddenly locking in out of nowhere.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, they have their moments, but they have their moments to where they lock in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So, I'm curious, does Jonesy have that much of a personality beyond just being like the main player character?
Oh, he kind of does.
He has.
Yeah, he has a character. Like at first, like literally, he's very charming, dramatic most times, but like in a fun type of way. Like he has his moments and stuff, but then he would like he would certainly like, you know, take things seriously. Like say, in like the recent Fortnite event, there was like the Demon Master, which was gonna threaten all reality, and then we have this fucking Avengers Endgame type of battle.
It's literally an Endgame style.
It's literally
team up.
It was literally an Endgame type of ordeal, except it's everybody's favorite character. that was in the fight. But yeah, Huntimus, if you want to like talk more about this, by all means.
Scrambles the pull-up script.
Already scrambled his brain.
I'm just imagining the scene from the Phoenix Wright parody animation where Miles Edgeworth is like, just give me a second. Ooh, what's wrong? You're starting to lose your edge. Worth.
Cut the.
Yeah.
Oh, we could just go on quoting that whole video, but so I won't derail it.
Yeah.
I'll quote it for as long as it takes you to find your notes. How about that?
No, I'm basically what I like most about this is basically how these two's abilities on Arsenal can counter each other. Because obviously with Fortnite, you have literally a encyclopedia of fucking weapons to go through for Jonesy.
A shit ton of guns.
It would literally be that scene from Excalibur Raiden where it's just going through all the weapons for Excalibur. Just
ooh.
So it would basically be like if Jonesy can have a weapon that's strong enough to get through Booster Gold's tech and stuff, like the barrier and stuff.
So we're getting back to kind of like the like throwing as much at the wall as possible to see if like just one thing is able to get through the impenetrable defense.
Basically, yeah. Then there's also like, since these two are pretty much like multiverse travelers, you could obviously have a lot of stuff going on with the multiverse. What I like most about it is like if they could. First off, I feel like this would be just like a super fun way to get like multiple animation styles.
Mm-hmm.
With these two, like sprites, 3D, hand drawn, the list goes on.
Like shoddy live action.
Yeah, do some cosplay.
Live action.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I need this to give us the scene from Flash vs. Sonic. We were so brutally denied of them going through past death battles, and unlike Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie, actually doing something interesting with it, as opposed to just like, oh, remember this battle existed, and then but no, like actually have them like messing with the combatants in some way, or like some of the collateral from the battle in the background causes them to like get discombobulated. Just I want them to
this
like
would be a good
take full
season
advantage of that.
finale where like it reveals like they've kind of had a hand in helping whoever
They've been
won.
there the entire time.
Oh, do the freaking Humpty Dumpty thing.
Like the Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, the reverse.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
thing.
Like the only time I feel like I've seen that Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie scene, I feel like done right was probably just the Ken versus Terry segment. I guess.
No, I think everybody agrees that that's like the better of the three.
Yeah. Can we agree that? Like honestly, I don't like if we're talking like going off of the tangent. First of all, like when it comes to like kill counting season 3, I don't count like Captain America because I don't think Deadpool would decapitate him with like his shield like that. But I am absolutely counting Terry for that. Like I'm absolutely counting Terry as dying to that surprise.
Yes, serious.
But yeah. But yeah, like seriously, Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie has like the blueprints for like going into past death battles and messing with them, and no other episode has done that. Not even Bill versus Discord. Like,
yeah, that was one of my favorite deliveries from my review of that one. It's like you guys like tried to do something interesting, but you don't even do anything in Amy versus Ramona.
come on, you have to come on. Like, if this is like a matchup that, like, I don't know, maybe Mickey versus Bugs. I don't know, maybe Dio.
Hint towards battles that haven't even happened yet, and get like the tinfoiling going.
They go into a background that looks like. Oh wait, I don't remember.
I mean,
this with the past
actually,
season.
didn't they technically do that sort of thing with Bill Cord? Because like Bill's eye was in the background of a bunch of things.
No. I don't even know if they were hinting it towards the. I don't even know if what appears to be Ice King Crown was even hinting towards.
No, I think one I think of is that scene from Harley versus Jinx. Where they're messing with the portal.
When they transport to the events of Blake versus Mikasa, yeah.
But like there was also another background in there that wasn't used for anything else, and it got people theorizing, oh, is this going to be a future death battle? And it never was.
It's just like a futuristic city or something.
And I think the closest you could come up with is Magneto versus Tetsuo, but that's a stretch.
But even then, that was not the same environment.
Yeah.
No. Can you imagine, like, you know, they're like some of these are like battling in these things, then like all of a sudden they like you hit towards Geats versus Nero or whatever, they're just battling in like a Golden Coliseum, and then right before, like they go like they blip out of the time, and then we got like a split-second cameo of like Nero or Geats like fighting each other before like the camera like catches up with with Booster and Jonesy.
Yeah, no, that
actually sounds really cool.
Look, if I'm fine with Among Us versus Fall Guys, y'all know that I'm totally open to Fortnite being on the show.
Yeah, Fortnite is like, I guess, all right. I gotten over my disdain for it. It's more so neutral on it.
You gotta remember for like a Fortnite, like remember that this used to be like a zombie survival game.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah.
Remember the time? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I mean, this
Peter, remember that time?
Yeah, remember the time. I don't know how the microphone.
Hey, Peter.
It wasn't that time Fortnite was anything other than a crossover game.
You remember that? I remember.
I will say, I think a concern I have is that like they dodged it with Among Us Fall Guys, but I worry that Boomstick is there's gonna be some like. I think this was joked about in like by Wiz in like one of the analysis at the end of one of the analysis previews. But I fear that they're probably going to be trying to lean too much into Zoomer lingo.
Basically, making it a very dated like time capsule episode.
Yeah, like making it. How do you do focus? Like the moment I hear 6, 7 in like an episode, I'm gonna be like, bruh.
Okay, stop.
They're gonna be. They have to have one line, and they're talking about
dog.
wiping out Tomato Town. You realize this?
Yeah, okay, look, like they're allowed to be goofy with this. I want them to be like goofy with this, but like also try to like stay serious with this, because like while these two are you know, are seen as a like just like, you know, kind of goofy characters, like they do have seen some shit that I do want them like go over. Just talking about like they also seen some dark shit. God, the stuff bad.
Although that being said, I wouldn't mind if in the track either Brandon or Aaron like saying something like at the end if Jonesy wins and they're like #1 victory royale.
Please no.
Please don't. No. Please no.
As he does the default dance on Booster Gold's corpse.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What I would also like from the fight is just like you said, like they go through a bunch of other death battles, but maybe like one of the realities they go to is just a Fortnite game, and they just have like all the you know how like all the they show like the Fortnite skins and death battles. Just like have all the canonical
or like the Tomato Man.
Like have Goku, Goku Superman
in the background, like alluding to the Ryu.
Yeah,
have all the Fortnite skins of past Death Battle combatants show up, and
yes, exactly.
You know what? That'd be funny.
They jump Booster Gold.
Booster Gold does the thing of like all of his clones like come in to help him out, like all from like every second they fought so far, and then Jonesy answers to it by like, "Oh yeah, if you can bring in friends, then so can I," and it's all like skins of past Death Battle combatants.
It's just one scene from Space Jam 2.
Like he pulls that, oh hey, I can do that too, like back on Booster, like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because
like can do that too.
They could totally do that. Because I think when you're bringing back a combatant and you reuse a move of theirs that the previous one didn't have an answer for, but like doing something like Ghost Rider versus Spawn, where you know you redo the same move and it hits harder because you've seen the first episode and how it works. And so the fact that the combatant has an answer to it, like, makes you go, oh shit, this is getting real. And then, so for this,
just
it would
like
be
with,
Booster
just
Gold's
like Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
Yeah, the multi Booster Golds, like, Cable didn't really have an answer for that in that episode. So now he's going against somebody that does, and I would want to see the chaos ensuing from that.
Why is this, like, impromptu pitch convincing me on a Fortnite matchup? Like,
that's what this show does.
Also, I'm sure Booster Gold has a 3D model to work with.
Yeah,
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, but there's something else I want to bring up. Is like, I think that there is a good possibility, because like, if you don't know, like, there's something else. Like, if you notice, like, Jones has like a lot of skins. Well, that's not just an item shop thing, because you see when you go inside the loop, every time like you escape it, it creates a type of snapshot, a clone, which we call what we call snapshots. It's basically every time you escape the loop, it creates another version of you, which is explained in the Batman X Fortnite comic, which yes, that exists. And what could be a fun dynamic? Yeah. And what would be a fun dynamic? It would just Jones be assembling all of his loopers of himself fighting Booster Gold's infinite clones. And keep in mind, Jones has been in the loop for probably like thousands of years. So like, it could like go on for a while for like say a little army battle, which it could be very fun.
Yeah, just like doing a 2-for-1 like that's like again like the idea of like a Booster trying to do the army of these things and then like Jonesy pulling back his hey I can do that 2 line back again. God damn it, why is that the thing that convinces me on this matchup?
Because it's one of those moments where it makes you realize the like dynamic potential that a matchup has, and when it's like a eureka sort of thing when you're pitching something.
It's the bridge thing where it's like shit, that's good.
It's like never before have I wanted something so badly not known until I've received it. Like, you know.
Yeah. And you didn't expect it from Fortnite of all things.
No, if again, I loved how they handled Fall Guys. I know that not everybody was crazy about it, but I personally thought it was very fun. I could see them totally doing something similar with Fortnite and like embracing the crossover aspect of everything. And they would. I'm curious how their personalities would clash together, because we touched on it a little bit. Like with Jonesy, I'm not sure how much like character study there would be going on there. It would probably be more about like the lore of Fortnite. But do you think like he and Gold would be? Do you think they'd have fun together, or do you think Jonesy would be annoyed by Gold?
Yeah, they would have fun.
Yeah, they're like, surprisingly enough, they somewhat have the same personality, if that makes sense.
Okay.
They're both kind of dorky, cool.
What do you think would cause them to like start fighting each other? Like maybe they're having a show-off battle of some kind.
Probably.
I think the way it would go is Jonesy comes to Booster Gold and he's like trying to get him to help him out, but then Booster Gold's like no. And then the fight. I'm sure they would do a better explanation.
No, I'm good.
So Kratos. No.
I got a cool idea. Basically, it could be like Booster. Jones just trying to gather around the multiverse. Just trying to gather people, just like for the next, big bad. Because like, let's be real, every season has a big bad.
Yeah.
But then Booster's like, hey, buddy, I've noticed you've been going around different realities, and like, I don't want the multiverse ending up like destroyed. So I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. It was like you don't realize how important this is. So then after that, that's when they start getting at it.
All right.
I don't know. That's just my idea.
That actually sounds a lot better. Yeah.
I'm imagining there would probably be
like
more
Booster Gold being the one to confront Jonesy.
Oh, believe me, buddy. I know how important this is.
I can imagine them like focusing on his like time cop side a bit more for this one, as opposed to like the show off celebrity side that they did with Cable, because that's what I like about returner episodes, when they are able to focus on different aspects of the personality and like have that gel with the other combatant a bit more. And in this case, I think having him be a semi-authority figure and like maybe like, look, man, I love what you guys are doing here. This place is looks like a lot of fun, but y'all need to chill out a little bit, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And
I approve what you're doing, but you're doing too much of it.
Yeah, like rate it in, big guy. So because of that, I could see there being a bit more back and forth at the beginning, as opposed to him just defending with his shield most of the time. And on top of that, I'm curious if Jonesy would have an answer for the shield, the enclosing shield move that killed Cable. Best season 7 death, or like at least in top 3, by the way.
Yeah, I personally still think that Saberwolf's is the golden chainsaw of season 7, but yeah, like Cable's death is like a good runner-up.
I think my top 3 is that one, Galaxia's death, and Saberwolf's death. But anyway, for this, would Jonesy be able to overpower it? Would he teleport out of it, or will he get somebody else to help him by interrupting Jonesy or interrupting Michael? Michael is his real name for those who don't know.
Yeah, Hunt, do you want to do this, or because I don't like I have a good explanation, but if you want to, I can let you.
No,
go
you
first.
can, because I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure he has
Alright.
something
Alright,
that can counter it.
All right, so Jones, if you don't know, he has this portal device called the Rift portal device, which is basically a rift inside of like a glass ball. It's basically how he travels the multiverse and stuff. What I can imagine is like the final clash. It'd just be them next to the 0 point, and like Jones can either use the 0 point gun to like hit Booster in it, because if you don't know, the 0 point, like in the comic, it's explicitly stated like the 0 point is too powerful. Like literally the Eternal Voyager, like he tried going inside the 0 point like without being directly like targeted on a specific reality. He literally went in it, and like he didn't just die. Every single atom of his body got separated across every reality across the Omniverse.
Whoa.
Literally everything, like every part of him scattered across the Omniverse. He's dead, dude. So like, and that stated the 0 point can work on an omniversal level, which I don't know if Booster has like, any counter against that. And not only that, but Rift's portal device, if like given enough power, he could bypass Booster's like defenses. Keep in mind.
So like if he tried like the same move that he did to kill Cable, would Jonesy be able to like just overpower that, or just like teleport through it?
I think he would just easily teleport out of it, if I'm being honest. Because
okay.
Either that because his Rift portal device, he was able to like keep the 0 point from destroying all of reality. So I'm pretty sure either one, it would break Booster Gold's like defenses, or he could just teleport out of it.
When you're talking about like the atom spreading, I can imagine like the killing like a climactic scene where like Booster gets into the 0 point and then activates a shield, which slowly starts chipping away because of the thing, and then like Jonesy pulls out, like he could do like a crossover weapon, but I think it would be most fitting to do a Fortnite like original for the killing blow.
He throws a fucking clinger at it. Booster Gold.
It's like, he'll be like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, it's just I'm imagining, because at the end of Cable versus Booster Gold, that was definitely one of the biggest cases of them doing like damage control from a winner like being like not what the crowd might expect, with Boomstick being like no, seriously, and then maybe in this one Boomstick is more like warmed up to Booster Gold. It's like, and then if Jonesy wins this one, it's like, oh come on, I just warmed up to the other guy, like why can't I catch a break?
Okay, I just warmed up to the other guy.
That's actually really fucking good.
How the hell did Fortnite just win against DC Wiz? Explain now.
Well,
Because DC is in Fortnite.
They just go, well,
it's weird.
I'm
glad you guys like that one so much.
I like that a lot.
Perfect.
So one more thing to add. Here's a comic page of what happened in Eternal Voyager. Like, if you want to show it, that's fine. Basically, this is him trying to go inside the 0 point, and it's just all of his molecules spreading across all reality. Thanks, Batman.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
That's so cool looking.
Now, how did the Tibetan monks like counter this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I swear they need to do a comic one of these days where the Tibetan monks he trained with were actually just extraterrestrials that disguised themselves as monks.
What happened to him?
Like that is the only explanation.
Oh, this would be a good chance for me to practice my Batman voice. Hang on. Uncontrolled omniversal energy. I theorized that the 0 point cycles through countless realities per second.
Okay.
And then we have Deathstroke in the back saying, literally Deathstroke said that he was scattered to a dozen of peaches, each sent to a random universe. Yeah, like that guy is dead. Just gone.
He was scattered into dozens of pieces, each sent to a random universe. And the Catwoman's like, he got his wish. He'll be voyaging for eternity.
Imagine just Deathstroke in the back just goes, okay, nerd.
okay, boomer.
And Batman's like, you're older than me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Deathstroke's older than Batman.
Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, overall,
I love this. I love this a lot.
Yeah, like really underrated matchup, and I really hope one day they'll get around to doing this. It's not just for Fortnite side, but like for Booster too, because like I feel like there's more they can talk about in comics with Michael.
Man,
And
I
just
can't
feel
believe
this
we
would be
almost
very
I can't
fun.
believe we almost slaughtered Kamen Rider Geats to like fed them to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine? Could
I
you
mean,
imagine
come
how
on,
angry
that
Kamen
would've
Rider
been
fans would have been
funny.
if like they finally got Kamen Rider on the show just for it to get fed to Fortnite?
I would.
That would be hilarious.
Dude.
I would have loved that. I would have.
Dude, my IRL friend would probably be so goddamn pissed.
After the crap they pulled on Champion Island, I think that'd be funny.
We still definitely need to do a trash bin talk dedicated to like post-mortem for Champions Island. Expect that sometime in the future, folks.
Yeah, I want to be there because like I definitely want to like discuss like the post Champions Islands and like. And
We'll have a little bit to talk about it during our Bakugo versus Reze reaction because a lot of build up there.
God damn it, I'm gonna be like not there.
No worries. So moving on because we spent quite a bit of time on this one, so I think now's a good time to go ahead and move on.
Yep.
It is.
Surprisingly good matchup.
Yosh
versus Magik.
It's your turn, Yosh.
This is a great one.
This is mine. Okay. I want to like take on my piece on like the Nero matchup bandwagon. Nero versus Magik from Marvel. So I'm pretty sure you could already guess the theme as to like looking at both of them. I believe.
Unfortunately, I know nothing about Magik, so please learn me.
I also
I know she's
like,
made a
bring this up.
resurgence in recent years.
Thanks to
like,
fighting
bring this up
game
because,
and
like, there's
shooting game.
There's like so much content of Magik nowadays. Like thanks to Rivals and Tokon, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for better and for worse, depending on where you look.
Yeah. So basically, like
anyone
both
knows
are
what I'm
half
referring
demon
to.
heroes who were taken as children and were raised for some of the most dangerously skilled warriors, both having weapons tied to their demonic powers, and both having like a a half demon form, like Nero having Devil Trigger and Magik having Dark Child.
Ooh.
And Magik is like Magik used to be a normal mutant girl until their soul got tied to a demonic like presence or something, and they were eventually both being outcasted due to their lineage, mutants and demons, and who also coming back in contact with a long lost family member. For Magik, it's Colossus, and for Nero, it's good old Uncle Dante.
Hey, let's go.
Hell yeah.
I love
What the hell is this?
What the
And
hell is this?
Oh damn it!
eventually-
I should have said that at the beginning when I introduced this thumbnail. Fuck. I should be like, Yosh, what the hell is this?
Nero versus Magik, obviously.
Yeah.
I just feel like this kind of theme works way more for Nero more than Hellboy does, personally. Because I feel like that's a lot more simple in comparison, like just bare bones comparison, I guess. Like
okay.
They're demons who hunt demons with their arm chopped off. That's it.
They're demons who hunt demons.
Also,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Daddy issues.
Does Magik have all of her limbs?
Oh yes, obviously.
Just check. I mean,
of
hey,
course she does.
You never know if like it got cut off at some point, and
Eventually,
she just
both
magicked it
became
back
members
together.
Both eventually became part of like extraordinary group of fellow heroes / anti-heroes, aka like Devil May Cry and the X-Men. And Magik being one of the new mutants.
I see.
Yeah, it's like considering how I've only like known about Magik's presence through Marvel Rivals, she's a member of the X-Men.
Yeah, she's an X-Men.
So, dude, they'll take fucking anybody.
Yeah, they'll even take me.
So, what are we thinking so far?
Is the connected
I love this matchup personally. This matchup is so cool. It hits all the beats I would want for like a Nero and Magik matchup, especially with the dynamic of them like going against each other like with their swords, and like I mean that's obvious, like fork found in kitchen, but like it's still so cool. Like
remind me, who are Magik's like parents, or and like what's the familial thing that connects her to Nero?
She just has
Magik's real name is Ilyana Rasputin.
Okay.
Rasputin,
Ilyana Rasputina.
is like the daughter of Nikolai and Alexandra Rasputin.
Oh,
like
okay.
the Rasputin.
Russian farmers.
Yeah,
As-
Russian farmer.
my point
she has a very normal family, honestly.
My point is I forgot what the main theme of this battle is.
Oh, like I'm trying to like Google it because I kind of forgot.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. If
I'm getting like half demon sword person.
Yeah, both
Yeah,
are
okay.
technically half demon.
Gotcha.
But then both eventually accept their demon powers as like becoming a better being. But I think of like
filthy half
accepting
breed.
them- Yeah, when some of you probably already know like the end of Devil May Cry 5.
Yes.
Yep.
Where like now that Nero can pretty much bring back his arm whenever he wants.
Yeah, he's like, I could have used this back in Devil May Cry 4. That would have been very handy.
Also, I feel like they also
Devil May Cry 4 was freaking like it was unstoppable in Devil May Cry 4.
don't even get me started on the character development Nero got from Devil May Cry 4 to 5. Like, holy shit.
All I know is that Torian would be all over this one, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Or just that style of choreography in general. He strikes me as somebody who appreciates Marvel Rivals and would want to play around with those models.
I definitely think so too. I feel like this matchup in particular really hits like a Torian feel, if that makes sense.
Oh yes.
And
Which is like, imagine
matchup.
Devil Trigger versus Dark Child.
Oh my god, that would be
that does go hard.
It would just give up the most hell yeah energy you've ever seen.
I need to look up what Magic Dark Child looks like.
Yeah, post it in the voice chat.
It's pretty
Oh,
much just
I got you.
Oh my
right.
Jesus Christ, that is so metal.
Speaking of hell yeah moments, I do think these characters' personalities.
Like you've
bounce
probably
off each
seen the
other.
design. You've probably seen the design in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's like almost like looking like a goat, something like that.
Yeah, it's like
Okay, it can't be that bad. Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that goes hard.
That's
You also
amazing.
think these characters' personalities would just bounce off each other so like really well, especially with Magik. Magik is kind of just like a very, I wouldn't say sarcastic, but she's very funky, if that makes
Sassy.
sense.
Like dry?
Sassy. Like a spunk teenager.
Sardonic, would you say?
Yeah.
I could say that, yeah.
Yeah, same could be said for Nero, technically.
Yeah.
Let me find a good.
I just think their
definition for
personalities would
sardonic.
bounce up so much better than Hellboy, personally.
Oh, sardonic.
Oh, yeah.
Scornful, mocking, cynical humor.
Yes.
Often characterized by bitter irony or disdain.
That sounds
What's
right.
the definition
For sardonic.
I'll just say that like even though like I don't know if I'm fully sold on this matchup in particular for Nero, I can just say that like for those who remember, I played all the DMC games for our Death Battle 2024-2025 retrospective, and suffice to say, DMC 4 and 5 are probably up there for me in terms of like the best of the series, simply because Nero is just that fun of a protagonist. In DMC 4, he is such a joy to play with his Devil Breaker arm. And then, Devil Bringer arm, and then in DMC 5, even though the Devil Breaker arms themselves aren't like as cool, they still offer like a bunch of fun variety to his gameplay. So I'm just so down for a Nero episode, whether or not that be Magik or Hellboy.
Yeah, I will say I do still kind of prefer Hellboy, but honestly I wouldn't be like opposed to Magik, especially since it lets me to learn more about like a Marvel character that has only recently gotten like their chance to shine thanks to Rivals.
Yeah, a brand new resurgence.
Well, yeah, because Magik for the longest time had always been a fan favorite character in the comics, but historically had never gotten any like major like adaptations outside of like the weird New Mutants movie that Fox made that I'm pretty sure most people forget. So it's because of stuff like Rivals and Tokon that like are like really given a spotlight for Ileana, and it's cool because she's in that same vein that Nero is kind of like the next generation for like Devil May Cry, like the sort of passing on the torch. Magik in a lot of ways is also supposed to be representative of that for the mutants. Like she is like she's
like,
a
the
member
new
of the
age
new
of the X-Men.
Yeah, she's a member of the New Mutants for a reason, because like she is sort of like the leader. She's the one that like everyone just like trusts and, you know, leading the next generation of mutants.
Oh yeah, and also Midnight Suns.
Oh yeah, Midnight Suns too.
Honestly, I think if we get more X-Men reps, I would actually just like really enjoy that personally, because I do really like X-Men, just like the like mutants, like mutant reps in general, because like they offer like a lot of different styles of fighting and just like different personalities, and I think Magik overall is just one of the best picks.
Also,
yeah,
like,
because do you guys know how Magik's powers work?
No.
Yeah.
Demon.
Yeah, well, no, not demon, not just demon, but like her main mutant power is being able to open up portals.
Yeah.
So imagine
And,
like imagine like
her,
putting
like
her,
own
like,
pocket dimension, sort of.
Yeah,
pretty much,
her own
right?
pocket dimension, literally called Limbo.
Yeah,
the
it's
Limbo.
it's a hellscape called Limbo that like she's like tied to. She her demon form is called the Dark Child, which that does go hard, I won't lie. And then her main weapon of choice is the Soul Sword, which is like this like ancient demonic sword. And I just think that would like go off this like bounce off so well with a Nero sword. Like, do y'all know that Nero's sword has like a car engine in it?
What?
Oh yeah, he's got to rev it.
He just
He
revs
revs
it.
his
and
Who brought
just-
the marshmallows? 'Cause
That
I'm
makes
bringing the
sense, yeah.
fire.
Cool.
It's such a cool, and you know, honestly, like this is just like a funny thing about the matchup in general, even though this is something that doesn't really pertain to these characters at all. It's a Marvel vs. Capcom matchup, even though neither have been in Marvel vs. Capcom.
It's like, dude,
Oh, wow.
That's some brownie points. Nice.
I know, I love the
Bro,
brownie points for
Marvel
that one.
vs. Capcom is like an instant. It's just like the instant. I don't know what kind of word to say.
It's
for
the
this. I love
instant
Marvel vs.
sauce.
Capcom.
It's the instant
instant
sauce
vibe.
for a battle.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom.
That's the brownie points right there.
Yes.
And I want brownies.
Yeah, I'm glad that Nero is as beloved as he is, because like that kind of character can be tricky to make work for a long running series where like you have a main character that you've been playing as like solely up to that point, but now you're introducing like this snot-nosed kid like as the main character at the beginning of your next one, and so they did a good job balancing that by like
It's the Raiden effect.
Yeah, you could still play as Dante in that one. They didn't make Nero take over completely. It's just like a new face to like continue the legacy, sort of. And,
And again, Nero's gameplay in DMC4 is so much fun. I love using the Devil Bringer arm to just like grab enemies and slam them onto the ground. It's so much fun.
Now here's a real question.
in terms of, okay.
Sorry. You finish your thought first, and then I'll.
I was just gonna say that if you're gonna introduce a new like MC character to sort of like succeed, like establish beloved one, that's the way you do it. You make them super fun to play as, so that you're like, okay, this character has sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's the true question: do they get Adam Park to reprise his role as Virgil?
Oh yes, Adam Park
Yes.
is such a
I
good
do
Johnny
think they
Young
can
Boss
get Adam
impression
Park.
that they have to bring him back.
Yes.
I'm surprised they even got him back in the first place for like to reprise his role as Ichigo for Ichigo versus Yusuke.
I know, like I haven't seen Adam Park do much like voice acting outside of Naruto versus Ichigo, so that's nice that he was like still in contact with the team to come back all those years later.
Yeah,
Really surprised.
for sure.
Yeah.
but-
I just want to see like somebody to do like a good Russian accent for like Magik.
Does she have a Russian accent in Rivals?
Yes.
Yes.
Trials and Tokon, she has a Russian accent.
Gotcha.
She
I
always has a
haven't actually
Russian
heard her
accent.
talk before, which is
Yes.
It was just funny because I know she's voiced by Abby Trott in Rivals, but I haven't actually heard her speak before.
I think she's also gonna be voiced by her in Tokon.
No,
I guess.
No,
Abby Trott-
Tokon
no,
is
Tokon's a different
Jes-
Oh
voice
wait,
actor.
no.
Tokon is Jesse Valinsky.
Yeah. But
okay.
she'll like in most of her appearances, she'll definitely have the limbo is waiting, like that kind of like heavy, like I won't say heavy Russian accent, but like it's still prominent enough to like where you can discern it.
Also,
I was told we'd be fighting men. You are just babies.
be fighting men,
I will say
not little babies.
the only thing about this matchup that like is keeping me from saying it like fully vibe with it is that I just don't know, like because maybe it's 'cause I just don't know enough about Ileana, but I just don't know if like her specific story in particular, like her being kidnapped and like trapped in limbo for so long, but also like getting demon powers. I don't know if that fully relates to Nero's struggles in the same way in
Virgil.
DMC 4 and 5.
Okay.
Well, the thing is that,
Virgil for Nero and Mephisto for Magik.
Okay.
well, I'm more so referring to like how Nero in DMC4, his whole struggle is like the fact that he was basically orphaned at a young age, and he always just had like the Devil Bringer arm, and like that kind of made him like isolated from most people, to where like the only people he knew was his girlfriend Kyrie and her brother, who he ended up fighting and couldn't save before dying. You know, spoilers for a 15-year-old game. But yeah, I just don't know if like Magik, like again, maybe I just need to read more of Ileana, but I just don't know if like Nero specific plights in DMC fully align with Ileana's, to where like I would say like I'm like fully onto this matchup. But I think even then, I think a lot of other aspects about the matchup, like I think alleviate that issue, to where I'm like, yeah, no, this still fucks.
Yeah, for me, it's just like it's thinking about the choreography potential of this one is that's enough to get me excited for it.
Damn it, it's happening again. I'm saying absolutely too much.
I do.
Absolutely.
Do you have an idea who wins this one?
Oh, Magik probably wins easily.
Probably Magik, yeah.
Marvel Herald scaling just goes crazy.
Oh, boy.
We've done Virgil. We talked about Dante. It's time for the third. It's time for the third line in the family.
Yeah, it's time for the third. It's time for the third Mario brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Magik might is apparently Herald level. So I've heard.
Yeah. I don't think she's apparently. I think she just straight up is.
The moment
also
like
just
she fought Mephisto. Like what else should it be?
Even if like she didn't like physically scale to him, I would probably assume that her soul sword still does.
Yikes.
Yeah, all it takes is a good like portals and blitzing, and Nero's just kind of getting sliced in half like Blade did.
Yeah, does she have soul hacks? Does she have soul hacks too?
The soul sword might. I would need to look into that more, but the soul sword is like it's that kind of like it's that kind of thing where it's like even if Magik wasn't Herald herself, the weapon absolutely is.
Oh boy.
But yeah, like for me, a general rule of thumb that I usually follow for Marvel versus DC and non-Marvel DC versus non-Marvel matchups is always bet on the comic book character, because there's a good chance they like scale to some Herald shit.
I don't know. Yeah. With Marvel, it gets a little funkier when you get to street tier.
DC, I think that's like easier, but like this, I will admit that this kind of general logic did screw me over for my win loss streak when Harley versus Jinx came around. It's like Harley probably scales to some bullshit Herald feat to make Jinx's
Nah.
Meh.
Maybe the DC editors.
I do wonder like if there is anything else to Magik outside of just portals and big sword and also demon form, because yeah, Nero is definitely packing a lot in his arsenal between his go-to gun and all the different I guess it kind of depends on like if we're gonna be prioritizing his Devil Bringer arm or the Devil Breaker arms, or maybe
I feel like he can swap out of them anytime he wants.
Yeah, because by the end of DMC5, he gets like Devil Breaker arms that he can just like put on his regular arm. But yeah, I mean he has Devil Breaker arms that can like slow down time, Devil Breaker arms that like fly around like little rockets. Like he's got a lot that he can bring into this fight. So I'm wondering if Magik has a lot going on as well.
Probably.
I would say so, but honestly, I would need to reread some of the Magik stuff, or at least like Magik comics, because I do know she has like a good amount of stuff to use. It's just I need to remind myself.
Yeah.
Cool.
But man, Marvel vs. Capcom, you love to see it.
I would love to see a Capcom character win one of those eventually. Because oh boy, it gets a little lopsided at points when you get into the nitty gritty. But
I will say one more thing about this before we move on. But like it also talks about an X-Men character that isn't tied to like the classics or anything like that. Like before the 2000s.
Like
Magik is a relatively well, I say relatively, but like
not that many. It's surprising that not that many X-Men fans talk about characters past the 2000s. You know, like remember how how Tokon revealed that one the Danger Room?
Danger. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Danger character.
Everyone was like,
hear anybody talk about that.
Well, yeah, and it was just such a cool deep cut that I'm just like, I like it when other X-Men related characters are given the spotlight that aren't just like, Wolverine or Storm or Scott or Jean, that kind of stuff.
Like, where's Iceman, bro?
Bro, yeah, Bobby Drake, that would go so hard as an episode. But yeah, all I need is just MVC4 to come out and include both of these two, and then we can just have equal stats. Not gonna lie.
Iceman,
Okay, I'm ready
champion
to
of
move
the
on.
Heat Man.
I think the only last thing I can say about this matchup is thumbnail looks fucking awesome. This thumbnail looks
Yeah, this
great.
thumbnail looks sick. Like
I always
these
come
renders,
in. I always come in with my own thumbnails.
Yeah, Yosh.
these renders like
good
vibe so
stuff.
well.
Yosh, how'd you come across these renders?
Oh, like not that hard really. Just mostly just like other servers I'm in.
They're really good. Like they almost look like they're fan made art because it's really cool looking.
Like that Nero render is literally from the manga.
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. All right,
is
that's
it?
good to. Yeah, okay, that's good to know. Cause like, man, this render is so good. Like, is it fan art though? Like, that's like a.
No, it's not. Neither of these are fan art.
Where's the Magik one from?
I think from one of the comics. I don't remember. Like I'm
It
not.
looks
I'm
from-
not a Marvel.
yeah.
I'm not a Marvel connoisseur. I'm more of a Capcom connoisseur.
We here at the
Connoisseur.
Trash Picks
That
Talk.
doesn't-
At the Trash Picks Talk
Connoisseur.
Productions love to credit people that make art for their favorite matchups. Speaking of which, we have
Next time on Death Battle.
a trailer for you
Oh,
guys.
God.
This is me.
Hmm?
It says Xenoblade Cat.
Oh, hi,
Oh, okay. Sephi.
Ooh.
oh shit! Xenoblade!
Oh!
Finally, some Xenoblade.
I almost thought that was Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I also thought that was Kingdom Hearts. I was like, what is it? Is this Kingdom Hearts? Like,
I was thinking Metal Gear at first.
yeah. Would now be a bad time to mention that I literally don't know anything about Xenoblade, including the story?
Yeah, don't worry. I plan to shill. Real quick.
I plan to.
I think I can already get the theme of this idea.
This is a very good trailer.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like you basically like you get the vibe of it right away with how it's framed. Yeah, Jin versus Sephiroth.
Oh shit! That thumbnail kind of goes nutty.
Yeah.
This is a thumbnail that Hunt made for me like a
Speaking
long
of
time
looking
ago.
like Kingdom Hearts, good lord.
Yeah.
Probably the same
okay.
artist.
Before I start showing, I do want to note that Jin was actually designed by Final Fantasy VII character designer Tetsuya Nomura himself.
Yep.
The legend.
Yep.
That's why
the
it
goat.
looks like the Final Fantasy, like that art style. Damn. That's already an extra connection, like on top of the ones that I don't know yet.
And it's not even the only
okay.
character Nomura designed for the game.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, this is time for me to chill. Okay, so I'm gonna start out primarily just talking about Jin because I think a lot of us already have an idea about Sephiroth, but I'll touch upon Sephiroth a little later. So to start things off, I want to give like a little, just like I guess like a brief like backstory about who Jin is. So in the world in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or specifically All Rest, humanity lives on the backs of giant primordial beasts known as Titans. And the Titans basically, the Titans act as like a means of channeling ether, this sort of life force that exists all across the world. And from there, that's how they're able to create like livable habitats, livable environments for humanity. But more specifically, on the backs of Titans, or just on Titans in general, their ability to channel ether is what allows them to create rare artifacts known as core crystals. Now, core crystals to the average Joe Schmo, they're just very rare and valuable commodities. But should a person with a righteous heart touch a core crystal, the core crystal will activate and manifest a personification of that core crystal in the form of a blade, with the person who activated it becoming what's known as a driver. Think of it kind of like Soul Eater logic, where it's like you have like the Meister and the weapon, except instead of the weapon turning into the weapon itself, they just give them the blade gives the driver their weapon to fight in combat, with the only caveat being that if a driver dies, a blade will return to their core crystal and lose all their memories. Now we can talk about Jin himself. So 500 years ago, before the events of the main story of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there was a golden nation that was known throughout the world, known as Torna. And among all the core crystals that Torna had owned, the most powerful one that they had ever acquired was a core crystal that belonged to Jin. Now, one mysterious night, Jin's core crystal was stolen from the Torna capital by a mercenary known as Gort. And yes, his name is Gort. You can
Gort.
You can poke fun at that. But yeah, Gort.
Freaking Kingdom Hearts again, huh?
Kinda, yeah. Gort stole Jin's core crystal from the Torna capital, and upon stopping at the household of a woman he was seeing at the time, the woman's daughter had activated Jin's core crystal and brought Jin into the world. Now, Gort obviously being pissed off at the fact that his prize had been stolen by some random kid that he didn't care about, he had planned to kill the little girl whose name was Laura, but in that moment, Jin had rushed to Laura's side, sliced off Gort's arm, and promised from there on that he would protect her at any cost. Flash forward 17 years later, and Jin and Laura have become sort of infamous mercenaries due to their unorthodox fighting style, but yet ability to get shit done, until they cross paths with, surprise, surprise, the crown prince of Torna, Adam, and his blade, the Aegis blade, Mithra, aka everyone's favorite Smash Bros. Character. From there, Adam offered Laura and Jin a deal. In exchange for Adam not ratting out Laura and Jin to the Empire about Jin's whereabouts for 17 years, Laura and Jin would assist Adam and Mithra in stopping another Aegis blade like Mithra, but evil, a blade named Malos. And reluctantly, they accepted that deal and would go on alongside many allies to eventually defeat Malos. But it came at the cost of Mithra losing control of her powers and thus hiding herself away in the form of another version of herself named Pyra. All seems the Mithra losing control of her power destroyed the Tornan Titan and killed thousands of people. But despite the bad situation that Jin and Laura found themselves in, they tried to make the most of the situation until, unfortunately, the religious country of Indul decided that it was necessary to eradicate any and all remnants of Torna as a country by any means necessary. And during an ambush on a Torna refugee camp, Laura was fatally wounded. And thus, in that moment, Jin feared for the first time in his life that he would forget everything, because as I mentioned, blades when drivers die, the blades return to their core crystals and they lose all their memories. So Jin, for the first time, had felt genuine fear about just the fact that he was gonna lose everything. And so, in a moment of desperation and with Laura's consent, Jin did the unspeakable. He ripped out Laura's heart and ate it, becoming what is known as a flesh eater, a blade that consumes a human organ in order to prevent themselves from returning to their core crystal.
That's
hardcore. Yeah, it's genuinely terrifying when you first see it.
That these sword people in Xenoblade can become zombies?
Kinda. But in any case, even though Jin was able to then survive, ultimately he still felt like he lost at the end of the day, because all of his allies at this point because up until this point, Jin had made himself very well known to the fact that even though he is capable of fighting, he doesn't like fighting. He prefers to take a more peaceful way out of most situations and always strive to protect Laura as opposed to seeking combat itself. And yet now he was all alone. His best friend / possible lover is now dead, and all his other allies are also dead and gone. For the first time, Jin felt true isolation, on top of the fact of just knowing that the fact that he was a blade Blades in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 have been shown to be sort of like not discriminated per se, but like treated as lesser than humans. So between all that, Jin's view of the world just completely shattered. Cut decades later, and Jin is approached by the very blade that he swore to stop, Malos, who didn't die in his fight with Mithra and instead just was severely weakened. And it was there that Malos, seeing the lifelessness in Jin's eyes, offered him a deal. In exchange for helping Malos to find Pyra and restore his power, Jin would help Malos climb the World Tree, which is this giant structure in the middle of Allrest, and meet the Architect, who is essentially God, and use his power to destroy the world. It's some crazy shit.
Wow.
JRPG for you.
JRPG for you, indeed.
And this is all just one game.
Yeah, it's technically the original Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game, and then it's DLC story that I'm talking about. But
cool.
Yeah, no, Jin's got some heavy shit going on. Now, I bet some of you are then wondering, well, what the hell does this have to do with Sephiroth?
Yeah.
So let me explain.
What the hell does this have to do with Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well.
Yeah. So, a lot of us know Sephiroth as being the evil, nihilistic son of a bitch that we all love to hate. But I think a big thing about Sephiroth that goes underappreciated is that at the start, he wasn't that. At a young age, he was drafted into the soldier program, which is, a program of just like super soldiers at the Shinra Electric Company. And for a majority of his life, that was all he knew. Like, that was the only life that he had. And he had no clue about who he was before Shinra. He only knew he had like a mother named Genova, but that's about it. It basically made it so that Sephiroth, like, his entire life, like, he, just like Jin, Sephiroth also didn't like fighting, but he felt like he had to, he was, sorry, I'm speaking a lot.
No, take your time.
Yeah, I need to take my time. Sephiroth was adverse to fighting just like Jin, but ultimately he did it anyway because he felt like that was the only way that his life had any meaning. And while he did have friends, friends in terms of other soldiers like Angeal and Genesis, he still was always treated differently. He always felt like he had never felt like he truly fit in at Shinra. So much so that, like, once Angeal and Genesis ended up betraying Shinra and Angeal ended up dying, Sephiroth made it his goal to eventually quit Shinra, if not for the fact that his last mission that he would accept before quitting was visiting the Maka reactor of a little town called Nibelheim. Where he learned the horrifying truth that he was, in fact, the genetic clone of an ancient alien known as Genova. Surprise, surprise. Who was unearthed by the Shinra Electric Company, despite the fact that the Genova was sealed away by the original civilization of the planet, the Ancients. This revelation broke Sephiroth, but at the same time, it also gave him a form of clarity. All his life, he was always treated differently. He was treated like he was something more. And for the first time in his life, he finally understood what it was. If he was born as the son of a monster, then the son of a monster is what he was going to be. He would go on a rampage, basically annihilating Nibelheim and deciding that the world needed to be destroyed. And thus he would even though he died at quote unquote died at Nibelheim because of Cloud, his presence would never truly go away, and in reality, it was all just an act so he could find the means to gain the power needed to destroy the world, that being in the black materia to summon Meteor. So the main I guess like connective tissue that I can really try to like summarize between Jin and Sephiroth is that these are two villainous JRPG swordsmen who started out as heroic figures, but after suffering a life of tragedy, isolation, and especially world-shattering events, their views on the world completely shifted to where they wanted to do nothing more but to destroy it.
Man.
God. And I just gotta say, as someone who also Xenoblade and at least like Final Fantasy, this matchup is just really fucking good, like thematically and just dynamically.
Yeah, thematically, like it takes off like every single thing that I want with Sephiroth because again, we all know Sephiroth for like being the nihilistic motherfucker that he is, but I definitely do think that like a matchup that can tackle like the character that he was prior to being that, I think just like it really just like really just vibes with me a lot. And Jin, I mean, shit, Xenoblade just needs an episode on Death Battle, man, and like Jin would be like I think Jin would be a good way to introduce the series onto the show.
Wow.
Yeah,
And unfortunately,
really cool.
we are out of time. Thank you all so much for joining us on. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I thought it was serious for a second.
No.
Yeah, same.
No, we still need to actually talk about like what you would want from what would you like to see in the fight itself? What kind of interactions would you be looking forward to?
Certainly. So, a lot of us already know Sephiroth too. His main weapon is the Murasama, which is this fucking long-ass sword that's, like, bigger than he is. As well as also just being equipped
sword.
Yeah. As well as just being equipped with, like, a ton of different magical powers. Like, yeah, just a bunch of magic through the usage of materia. Now, in terms of Jin is, okay, so Blades in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 can fall under 8 specific elemental affinities. There's fire, water, wind, ice, thunder, earth, dark, and light. So Jin happens to, naturally, very JRPG-esque. Jin falls under the ice. He falls under the ice elemental category, and this allows him to. Also on top of him having a sword. He can use summon like ice abilities. Like he can imbue his sword with ice, or just summon forth giant icicles to just completely overwhelm an opponent, as well as like any other typical powers that Blades can have on their own, which is the ability to create shields. Like Blades can just inherently create shields to defend themselves. Yeah. But what in my opinion makes this fight go even crazier is the fact of their super form. So obviously Sephiroth has his one winged form, which it drastically improves his magical powers and yada yada. Jin, if you guys remember from the trailer that I just that Carrick showed off, Jin also has his own super form that grants him.
I want to show it off.
Back a little bit.
Around here.
Yeah, they both literally did the same move for stabbing them out of nowhere.
I see. Okay, I see.
So yeah, the idea behind Jin's true form is that Jin's true form is that, and in terms of what abilities it grants him 2 that I think really could make this dynamic super fun. So the first thing is, or I guess like the main thing that Jin can do is that he, in his true form, he can control all, as the game calls it, elementary particles, which is basically the ether, as I mentioned before. Yeah. And this grants Jin 2 specific abilities. The first is being able to accelerate his body at the speed of light. And I mean literally at the speed of light. So much so that Rex and Mithra's ability of foresight, which allows them to see into the future, ultimately did not matter. And that he was moving so fast that even though they could see in the future, they couldn't stop his attacks. And this also allows him to do like what was shown in the trailer, like he did the Virgil judgment cut.
Is there any other visual that goes harder than that, like slicing into the screen on a dimensional level?
Well, funny that you mentioned that, because in that same fight, Rex and Mithra, they tried a tactic which is basically like, okay, well, if we can't predict the future, we gotta match lightspeed with lightspeed. And so Mithra summons her giant robot. It makes sense in context.
Wow,
to shoot
It makes sense in
context. Summon her giant robot to shoot a laser to try and approach lightspeed. And you know what Jin does?
Parry it.
He casually raises his sword in the air, catches the beam, spouts some shit about like, yeah, your shit is not fast enough, get wrecked, and immediately disperses it.
Wow.
Awesome. Jin has so much aura. It's so good. Like, man, Jin is such a cool villain. But then, on top of that, the other ability that Jin gains in this in his true form is the ability to lower the temperature of the environment around him to absolute zero. And this is crucial, and this is important to note because when he does this, it nullifies the powers of other blades. And the reason why I make a point out of this is that blades in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are often described as being like sort of like informational data of being able to possess like memories and feelings and yada yada. Well, guess what? Materia in Final Fantasy VII originates from the life stream, which is also an informational cesspool of memories and feelings and emotions. So there's an argument to be made that Jin's innate power in his true form would be able to nullify a good majority of Sephiroth's arsenal.
Whoa.
I think stuff like that makes not only just the fight interesting, but also debate interesting, because it really just comes down to, like, I mean, I'm trying to at least come up with a good idea, but like, what can Sephiroth do to find, like, put down Jin? And I don't mean that in like a bad way. I mean that in like a good way of like, Sephiroth really needs to think of something to really.
Well, ultimately, a big one of the biggest things that could ultimately defeat Jin is the fact that the thing with blades is that when a blade manifests, their core crystal becomes like a part of like their chest, or like their core crystal materializes on a part of their body, and should that ever shatter, a blade will just die.
Oh, interesting.
Like regardless if they are a flesh eater or not.
Yeah, so what you could have, like, theoretically, like, one of these like sword people could have like the core crystal on their like where their tail would where their tailbone would be, and they accidentally shatter it while like sitting down, they just like collapse and die.
No. The core crystal is typically either on their chest or their head.
So yeah. So wait, this means that like Jin, despite being a sword person, he's able to fight by himself, like similar to Pyra and Mithra in Smash.
Yes, he is capable of fighting by himself.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess this like question is more so directed for like if like people who want Pyra and Mithra themselves to be in death battle, because like I feel like Pyra and Mithra would work better if Rex tags along and is the final character.
For those characters, it definitely is better if you have them like as a duo. But for Jin, I mean, the main story of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is that like he's doing all this crazy shit by himself.
Bro.
Yeah, so
wow,
that's kind of like the biggest thing that really differentiates Jin from other Xenoblade reps is that like, well, other Xenoblade reps do need like say like Morag. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right.
Morag, yeah.
If you use her for the Xenoblade matchup, you have to like have her with, I'm forgetting her name.
Bridget.
Yeah, but with Jin, it's completely fine because like Jin's role in the story has always been really just by himself, and I like, obviously he's doing all this shit by himself, and like that's cool and all, but it kind of makes it like a big point of like how he's like always been very isolated, at least in my opinion, because he's always been like the way I see these two is just like they're very big loners. I've kind of realized.
Yeah, more or less, because like even like they also make it a point that like even when Jin was like a part of like that big party that like would like work together to stop Malice, he still was like and even though he trusts Lore with like his life, he still like felt isolated in the sense of like he's a blade, and ultimately blades are like he fully believed himself into the idea that blades are just meant to like service their masters. And while he had a really good one in Laura, he still felt that like he didn't have like that much agency for himself. So much so that like there's a part in Xenoblade Chronicles 2's like a backstory for Jin where like he comes across the house of a family that used to be like his like drivers, and he withholds this information from Laura. Because he's that insecure, I don't want to say insecure, but he's just that conscious about the fact of like he's a blade. He ultimately thinks that like he is lesser than a human.
he's not like anyone else, and his basically without really a semblance of humanity, he just thinks like essentially just like, I mean, it's less of himself, like you said. So it's like it's really interesting.
And I think like also the dynamic of the like their interactions that can be done in the fight also can really like emphasize that point, because while both of these characters are loners, their standard like their typical personalities couldn't be any more contrasting. Jin's typical personality is usually like one that's like very I don't want to say annoyed by everything, but more so like he very much so like approaches things with like a lot of apathy. There's a lot of apathy and just like, I don't give a shit about what you say. I'm doing what I'm doing because that's just who I am. Meanwhile, Sephiroth, I mean, I said it already multiple times, this motherfucker is a nihilist, bro. Like, he just, like, he's in it for, like, everyone's suffering, and, like, you can really play that up in the fight with, like, Sephiroth getting into Jin's head, being like, oh, what's the matter, poor Blade? Lost your driver?
Would you say he's a nihilistic sadist?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Just keep in mind, Sephiroth, like halfway through Final Fantasy VII, just to mess with Cloud, said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill the girl that could have helped you figure out who you truly are."
There you go.
Sephiroth is such a horrible person towards Cloud.
I could kill
I mean,
you,
I
but
say
what would
that
be the
without
fun in
any
that?
bias, none whatsoever. Yeah.
And like funny, Jin also
Cloud,
has,
you of all people should like be rooting against this guy, I feel.
Yeah. And even funnier, Jin also has his own, like, sort of Laura moment. There was a character that was introduced at some point in Xenoblade 2 story. I don't want to say spoilers, because I do want Jonathan to get back into the game. But, there's a character that is introduced, like, halfway through Xenoblade 2 story that ends up becoming somewhat close to Rex, and Jin kills her.
Well then.
Why did you say it so suddenly?
Because that's how it happens in the game. He just kills her. And I think it even makes it even more upsetting.
You sounded so disappointed. It's like
no, he just murders somebody. Doesn't matter. Moving on.
So careless about it.
It's like that one South Park gag. Like, okay, we're gonna get you a new best friend. She's gonna help you get through so much emotional turmoil, and she's dead.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah. But I think what really emphasizes the difference between these two is that like they have very similar moments. But while Sephiroth does it and like he like takes so much pride and amusement out of it, once Jin kills this character, the character like this character upon like reaching out her hand to Jin's face, because surprise surprise, this Blade is someone that Jin knew like hundreds of years ago. It's almost like Jin, like as soon as she reached out her hand to his face, he like immediately backed off. He like winced at like, oh my god. Like, not necessarily regret, but, like, he's like, shit, I've gone too far. I can't stop now.
Ooh, this is a path beyond return.
The point,
pretty much, yeah.
No return point.
The event horizon.
No, sounds like
the canon event.
The point.
The canon event.
I prefer the point less traveled.
Yeah, the shortcut that is actually long.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
I'm imagining a cool like 3D battle with this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty of sword fighting and magical effects on display,
and unlike the issue that I think persisted with Sephiroth's last episode, which is against Virgil, Jin, in my opinion, definitely allows the fight to go like even further in scale, because like there's a part later in the game where like Rex gets like some power up to match Jin's light speed. And they're moving so fast that like they're causing like after image trails that like they're flying across like cliff sides, carving out pieces of it. It's like it matches the kind of skill that I would want for a Sephiroth fight that has like just like a ton of like moving pieces in it, like how his fights are in Advent Children and the ending of Remake. It's just it works so well, and between like the banter potential that can be done between these two, as well as just the similarities in their transformations and magical powers, as well as like how those bounce off between each other. I just think that like, yeah, this matchup has thematics, it has good dynamic. It's everything I'd want for these two.
I'm very curious to see how Jin
question.
would like counteract the supernova attack.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. I was about to ask
yeah.
him that. I wonder how like Jin would react to like supernova and how he would like get out of that. Like,
He probably doesn't have means of escaping, but
could he tank it? Like, if he can't escape, could he tank it then?
He could.
He just jumps through the supernova just to stab him.
No. He does what Sephiroth did to Galeem. Just like, shink, click.
Oh,
yeah.
He sliced open a sun.
Supernova in half.
I
He's in
sawed
my
the
way.
sun in half.
But yeah,
And I repaired it using nothing but mana.
it is funny though that like I am really hyping up
Flex
Nintendo,
mana.
but
Flex mana, there you go.
ultimately, I do think Sephiroth probably does win.
Yeah.
Because even though Xenoblade's stats are a little like kind of like, I don't want to say all over the place nowadays, because like I think they're kind of contested in a lot of ways, but like even if you give Xenoblade the most benefit of the doubt, Sephiroth can not only match that but also possibly exceed it, as well as also just being like really fucking hard to kill. Like, the whole plot of the remake games is that this is a Sephiroth who survived the original timeline of Final Fantasy VII, simply because the memory of him would never go away. So as long as the memory of Sephiroth still exists, he will always exist.
Oh no!
Damn.
That is a
like
conceptual
some kind of-
nightmare.
I will
literally.
Well, they
Bro's got the
Unicron.
Unicron hacks.
Yeah.
And it's why it's so funny that like we were talking earlier about Kamen Rider Geats. Geats is probably one of the only people who could actually beat Sephiroth, get past that immortality.
Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's got that Kool-Aid conceptual invulnerability.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Uh,
yeah, this is just this is easily like one of my most wanted as of late. If I have the opportunity to ever pitch it, I will. And if Xenoblade ever gets onto the show, like there are other good Xenoblade matchups that like we can do, like, you know, the one that Jonathan pitched to this series like a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
But if we got this one, I would also be just as ecstatic. If
I would be.
You
so
get no
hyped
complaints from me.
if we got this matchup,
It'd
because
be interesting, like Sephiroth back.
Hell
Sephiroth
yeah.
run back, I like that.
hell yeah.
Okay. I'm very, very curious to see how that goes about. It may be another Final Fantasy VII character, but at least we're bringing in a new JRPG that hasn't been tackled yet.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
A
And
little bit of old, little bit of new.
speaking
A little bit of
speaking
this,
of
and a little bit of that.
speaking of a little bit of that, we got a whole lot of new with this one with an old friend. Hello, Yang versus Raph.
I should have seen it coming.
I've heard a lot about this.
I've seen the build-up for this.
Oh,
Oh my
across
God.
numerous servers.
this artwork
Yep.
was done by our very own Cloud here in the call right now.
This
Oh,
looks
nice.
fucking fire.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Great shit.
The Clouded Artist.
That is sick.
Please
Yeah.
God.
tell us
Where
a
do
little
I-
bit about Rise Raph versus Yang.
Where do I even begin? So, okay, so what this matchup came to mind, or at least like how this matchup came to mind, was it's a very odd thing because I was thinking about Yang versus Raph, the original Raph, not this version. I was just thinking about it, and I was rewatching Rise of the TMNT, and I kept thinking to myself, you know, Rise Raph does hit a lot more for Yang than normal Raph does. And then when I kept thinking about it more and more, it really did grab me about how this matchup actually works, because so basic core idea, obviously these two they're strong but a bit impulsive when team members of iconic four sorry, I'm just a little excited for this, but 4 group members that are basically specific with their colors, and obviously you get the gist of Ruby and TMNT. But what makes this interesting is that Raph in Rise of the TMNT is so different from other counterparts of other different TMNT franchises, because in this version, Raph is not only the oldest brother of the team, but he's also the leader, at least for a brief moment, because, well, season 2 of Rise of the TMNT ends with him
Leo,
not being the leader.
Yeah,
But
Leo had to learn.
Yep. And in this case, Raph is sort of just basically he's impulsive, but he's well-meaning. He has a very big heart despite his big muscles. He's not like aggressively mean, but he's also just he works really hard to basically protect his brothers and make sure he's like the best that he can be for his team.
Yeah.
Now,
in this one, his aggression comes less from like a feeling of like needing to be better than everyone, and more so aggression in the sense of wanting to bring out the best in his family members, like trying to get them to be more like ninjas.
Situation, I see.
Helping the mad dogs be the best they can be.
I was gonna say something I forgot.
And in Yang's case, the reason why this works best for Yang, in my opinion, is because throughout the series of Ruby, or at least like in my opinion, throughout Ruby, Yang has always been, she's made impulsive decisions, right? And sometimes she can be like headstrong, like fist thinking first. But when it comes down to her team and her friends, she's always making sure to protect them, and she always makes sure that their safety comes first and her safety comes last, sort of like what Raph does. Because she really wants her team to grow, and she's basically the sort of a parental figure to her team, just like how Raph is towards his brothers. And especially in this case scenario, I think both of them being such a pivotal, like, or at least like having a big role in their team, right? It really puts like a bit of a burden on them about these two are clearly like, how do I put it? These two are clearly the eldest of their team, and they want to make sure that they're safe, but they also need to make sure that nothing bad happens to them, and all of the responsibility that they carry, that's on them. That's on their shoulders. I think especially going into the burden side of these two characters, these two characters also just carry a heavy emotional family burden on themselves. For Raph, it's just basically being like obviously the oldest sibling, and how basically I'm saying basically. Oh, I'm so sorry, but hey,
this is your first time pitching, so we're giving you a little bit of leeway.
We each have our filler words.
Yeah,
but since he's the leader of the team, he has to make sure that everything he does, he has to make sure it's right. Everybody is counting on him, and if he fails everything, including his family. And on Yang's side of family burden or family like emotional burdens, Yang has to be taking care of, like, Yang's responsibility has always been Ruby. And in Ruby's case, like, or at least like her family's case, like a Raven abandoning Yang really put a struggle for her on her mental state, because she did think that Raven leaving was her fault. Those abandonment, like Raven's abandonment, that it really kind of just makes me think that these two, their anger doesn't really come from their anger doesn't come out of nowhere. It really just comes from how they have to deal with so much, and it builds up further and further until they realize that with the help of their friends and with their family, they can actually get through these emotional stakes and emotional problems, and understand that, well, sure, that burden's not going to leave, they're not alone. They're really not. And they can get through it with not just their strength by themselves, but with their family. Which is, I really like that, because with all the other versions of Raph, it doesn't really hone in on that family aspect, but with this version of Raph, it really does, and it really hits the emotional side of Yang that I don't think a lot of matchups for her do, except for a few others. But
Yang is one of those characters that has like way too big of a matchup spread.
Sorry, I was like gone for a minute. I was doing some grocery stuff.
You're good.
Yeah, she's normally matched up with the punch first, ask questions never types. But I do think this is a good like change of relatability.
Yeah, like yeah, like a Yang matchup that goes beyond the punchy, explodey, hothead like interpretations of Yang that most everyone knows her for, and delving into like some parts of her character that the fans that most people don't talk about because they either have a Ruby hate boner or they don't care.
Yeah.
I will say I am holding my tongue right now. y'all know my history with this franchise.
You have a history.
I don't care about Ruby. I have no stakes, but this sounds like a pretty interesting Yang matchup.
Like it brings more of her actual charm into this.
Yeah.
And more than just I will.
All I'll say is that
about that part.
I would
part that everyone hates about her.
I would definitely prefer this to be focused on early series Yang, how she was portrayed then, as opposed to later seasons. I feel like that gels with Raph's personality more.
Oh yeah, we can agree there.
I love
Raph's personality and Yang's personality gel or just mesh very well together, especially. I really like the fact that not only obviously these two are a bit serious when it comes to fights, but they're also just very silly sometimes. Like Yang, in her case, it's just she's got a bit of a cocky but also very playful manner when it comes to fighting. She just jokes around a bit. Sometimes she doesn't take things seriously. But in Raph's case, he's a pretty silly guy when it comes to things, and it's just he also spouts I think the best part about this is that Raph likes to spout catchphrases when he's in a fight. His biggest catchphrase is literally "like a boss," and that is so funny to me because
that is very early seasons Yang.
Yeah.
The puns going against the catchphrases is a good point.
Yeah.
I would love to see the gauntlets versus the tonfa, how that interacts with each other, because it's a little bit more
Raph has the size, doesn't he?
This version.
In Rise, he uses tonfa.
Yeah. The difference between a tonfa and a sai.
Okay.
Actually,
He does eventually get size later on, but the tonfa are what kind of defined this version of Raph.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The way that
he gets size later on in the show.
He has the size there.
Tonfas you hold Wolverine, like how you imagine Wolverine claws. Size you just hold normal swords or.
And the power that they give Raph, at least originally, I haven't watched all of Rise, but the power that they originally gave Raph was when he punched his fists together, they created energy constructs of just stronger fists.
Basically, I really gotta watch this show. It looks so cool.
Okay, I will say this about Rise. I love it so much. It does take a while to get really good though. There's some pretty rough kids show schlock episodes in there.
At first it sounded like it was gonna be another a thing that Teen Titans Go did, but no, it just it takes a while. It builds up in steps.
It needed to build up a few steam, but then it locks in, and then Nickelodeon decided to cancel it.
I will say this.
The new Ninja Turtles, which I hate.
I still say that the movie that Rise got is the best thing out of the Ninja Turtles franchise, bar none, and it's not even close. It is one of the coolest animated action films you will ever see in your life. So even if you haven't seen Rise the show, I would still I would recommend checking out that movie if as a way to introduce yourself to it. It is so fucking good.
There's also there's also one thing I want to bring up is there's actually a deeper meaning with why Splinter gave the Turtles a specific weapon. For Raph, he's the most hot-headed, so we gave Raph the size because he would rely more on defense than more aggressive combat. So that way he wouldn't he wouldn't have to kill anybody if he had to.
Yeah, no,
I feel like that's very cool.
when he gets the mystical weapons, it's literally just a gag in the first episode. They're using the normal stuff that you would associate with them all at first, but then they come across those a library of cooler ones, and they're they immediately drop all of their older weapons and take the magical ones as if to showcase that Yeah, Donnie's like, you guys like take your magic. Technology will always be on my side. We finally got a version of Donnie that technologically enhanced his bow staff. I don't know why they
finally
previous incarnations never did that. That's such an
Took
obvious
them long
thing to
enough.
do.
Best version of Donnie, by the way.
Oh, without question. I love how beautifully autistic coded he is. It's so good.
I'll need to see Rise for myself to make like a judgment, but like.
Now, speaking of combat, let's get into like the main meat and the meat and potatoes of this, because combat here is probably the big thing that not I would focus on, but still it's a big focus. But
yeah,
so
I mean, this is death battle we're talking about. Combat is kind of like a major focus sometimes.
So, how does this dynamic work? So, in Rise of the TMNT, Raphael uses Mystic Tonfas. Mystic Tonfas basically allow him to basically create energy constructs, whether it be like energy gauntlets, it could be like an avatar for himself, duplicated arms that he can use, just mostly energy construct arms, not actual arms, but. And later on, he can also use sort of after image clones. They kind of work like in the same vein as clones, but are just mostly after images. But those come from the finale of the second season. So now, big thing is, how does Yang play off of this? Well, it's really simple, honestly. Yang Ember Silica is able to clash with the Mystic Gauntlets or just the Mystic Tonfas in general, and you can have like a big play on hand-to-hand combat with this matchup entirely, because a big factor into Raph's fighting style in Rise of the TMNT is that he's a very unorthodox fighter. He can basically change up his fighting style, and he can basically make it so that every hit that he tries to deliver, it's always like something different, kind of like how Tonfas work in general. But that plays off with Yang pretty well because of the fact that Yang's fighting style is all about how, at least now, she knows how to take a read on an opponent, goes basically on the defense and the offense, which pairs well with Tonfa since they do that as well. And with Raph's other abilities, she can use I think it's fine for her to use like stuff like Grim Eclipse and Arrowfell. Those are canon and they don't really change her moveset much, but she can use shockwaves to blast Raph back. She can barrage with him. She can basically use her sticky bombs to take care of the clones. That way,
what?
Oh yeah, she's got the little sticky bomb.
Yeah, that was an upgrade she got.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot.
Basically like Demo Man, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm following so far. Then it's like, wait, I'm sorry, she got what?
Oh, they're gonna have to glue you back together in hell.
There you go.
And not only that, but Yang can also just. It seems like Yang would be overwhelmed by Raph, but Yang also has like ways to overwhelm Raph because Ember Silica, while it doesn't use dust except for Arrowfell combustion dust for some reason, but while it doesn't use dust, she can shoot out projectiles from Silica, which are basically, they're akin to energy, sorta, but they're sometimes fireballs, but at the end of the day, they're still like fireball-like projectiles that she can just shoot out, and with that, she's able to catch Raph off guard by not only just being able to fight at a distance, but also hit him with a really big explosion, which that will just like that his contracts can break with enough strength. So now here comes a really big thing that I've seen a lot of people say about the matchup. Well, if Raph can go big, like really big with his avatar, then shouldn't Yang just immediately get like swept up or just get hit like by one single hit and that's just done? Or at least like, isn't there a scale issue?
They literally showed her going up against like a giant robot in the second season.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, don't like Team Ruby face off against giant titans like Shadow of the Colossus style? Like,
yeah. So to elaborate a little bit more on why I don't think there's a scale issue necessarily, at least like in my opinion, I do like Yang can handle general stuff like, say, Nevermores, and she can go up against, like, pretty sizable creatures or Grim in Ruby. So Raph's initial like big size isn't like super bad, but when it gets like bigger, I still don't think there's really an issue because while I don't think this feat is like personally like you would use in a versus sense, she still managed to, and there is a bit of context to the dream stuff. I do think her fight with Nicholas Shani, like the big robot, that's perfectly fine. I think it's just like the fact that Yang was able to handle the giant robot itself, it's just like, it's fine. But, and then there's also just the other stuff where it's just like, I don't think Raph would immediately go big until the climax of the fight where they just agree, let's go all out. Let's really hit ourselves with our greatest move.
I mean, yeah, that's just natural. That's just like storytelling 101. Like, unless you're like Sans, you don't like start off with your like strongest attack first. Like,
yeah. So it's like, Raph wouldn't, and Raph doing that sort of thing where he immediately goes giant and causes like a bunch of destruction around himself, or at least like a crowded area before they change up the battlefield and go to like a abandoned part of the city. Hey, what do you know? It sounds like Miles versus Deku here, but it seemed like that sort of problem, like there being a scale issue, can just be generally fixed of how you can save it till the ending where Raph uses his like strongest move. And in general, these two can fight on a completely normal scale until, like, again, the ending. But there's just also, there's a lot of things that I would really like to see from the fight here, and none of it doesn't even need to be like sometimes fighting too, like say like they're barraging each other and Raph catches Yang's metal arm, but then Yang pops it off to scare him a bit, and that like catches him so off guard he just like gets horrified, like, I lopped off your arm.
Can you imagine Raph afterwards is like, do you still have your arm?
I can imagine a gag of him like throwing up from it.
All right, congratulations, Cloud. You sold me. I like this.
Pretty interesting. Interesting. Like,
you got me
for like a specific version of like the Ninja Turtle, for
you got me invested into a Yang matchup. Congratulations.
that ain't no small feat.
Yeah, first it was, what is it? Was it Rise Donnie or 2003 Donnie? That's the Marcy matchup. Like
2003. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's 2003.
Okay. I'm getting it mixed up with the Rise Donnie versus Boomtails, which I've saw like floating around like in some parts of the community.
I think there's some other parts I also really like about it. I think one part I really want to see is that, I can't believe I haven't even mentioned it, but Burn, of course. When Yang activates Burn, I want there to be a scene where Raph just like uses his giant construct to not attack but hold Yang in place, just to say, I don't think we should go all out. I wouldn't want to hurt you too bad. And then Yang goes, don't worry, I got something along the lines of, don't worry, I can handle whatever you got. Besides, I'm only just warming up. And then you have this scene of where Yang like slowly activates Burn by hearing like the motivation of her own team like in her head, and then she activates Burn and immediately gets to like a power up to fight Raph on even footing. There's a lot I could go off about like a lot of this matchup, but I think overall this matchup really does what I really like for each character by making it really fun and just a all-out brawl between these two and their like fisticuff powers, if that makes sense.
I definitely got to hear some kind of line from Yang being like, never seen a fauna like you before. Let's see what you got. Or something like that. Or faunus, I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, like, this is just a general interaction that I always imagine with if Ruby were to ever meet the Ninja Turtles, they would just make like they wouldn't know of this, obviously, but like I just imagine like Yang would make some Mario reference, being like, "You think if we jump on them, they'll go in their shells?"
Yeah. Nothing.
Ruby would geek out over like the Ninja Turtles as like weapons, especially some of the more esoteric ones. They should be having a field day and a half.
True.
I would love this to be the first hand-drawn Ruby battle, because it's kind of hard for me to imagine if you're gonna do Rise TMNT specifically. There's really no other way to do it. Honestly,
it's always been 3D.
Yeah, there's probably like 3D models of Rise.
No, I'm saying I want to see a hand-drawn Ruby episode for the first time.
I think, I'm just saying in the sense of like also in the case of Raph, because I think hand drawn would also work well for this version of Raph in particular.
Well, no, I'm saying that like that's the only medium that I think if you're gonna do Rise specifically, with how iconic the animation is of that show and how like inspired by anime it is, it kind of needs to be hand drawn in my opinion.
And I mean, Ruby does have that one anime.
Yeah,
it's done a lot of stuff that's kind of feel a little bit separate from the main series.
In my opinion, I do think I know obviously using like Moro is just of course it was a Moro style.
Yeah, I was about to because like Rise is like one of those like serious like alongside say like Lego Monkey Kid where it's like no that's like pretty much like an easy like you like Moro can 100% do this.
Well, I mean it's made by the same animation studio, so
that explains it. That explains it.
It's like Moro is such an obvious answer to every like animation being like, oh, this is gonna look good in his style. But I think this in particular, this would look amazing in his style, especially since he can blend 3D and 2D together. So it's like it's not like Yang wouldn't look so like off in 2D or at least like hand drawn in particular. So
Flying Bark Productions, that's the name.
Yeah.
They're working on that new Stranger Things cartoon that's coming out this year.
The one that looks awful.
What looks awful? Does it really look that bad, like compared to Monkey Kid and Rise?
It just looks off.
They also made that one like Dragon Ball fan animation of like Goku and Vegeta.
The one with them against Broly, right?
Yes. Gosh, like. I gotta make sure I know what that one's called. Legend, a Dragon Ball tale.
Legend, yeah.
Oh, that one.
I think I may know what you're talking about. Did it was Vegeta in an arena?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Was like the Super Saiyan transformation, just his head on fire.
Yes.
Agent. Okay, it says the creator's name I think is like Agent Mystery Meat.
Yep.
Thanks, Agent Mystery Meat.
Interesting choice.
But that's like the most
thing.
interesting way I've seen a Super Saiyan transformation. Like, god damn.
Yeah, like how he got knocked out of it and popped back into it.
It's really cool.
I think I've said enough on this matchup, and overall, my closing thoughts are I guess I didn't say anything but for debate, but I think it should be obvious as to who wins this one. I'm sorry, Yang.
But Yang gets DC scaling, bro. She's got this.
So do the TMNT. Have you forgotten Injustice?
No, not these turtles though. Actually, well, technically every turtle's scaled to themselves because there's an event going on.
There was a massive
like
crossover,
Yeah, there's a crossover event going on right now in the TMNT comics where like every turtles, like the turtles are fighting against their own like different versions of themselves. So they all effectively scale to each other, I guess.
All right. Well, we got one more episode to talk about. It is a members matchup once again, and it was pitched to us, suggested to us by the incomparable Kinjo Rex 101.
Kinjo Rex, let's go.
Kinjo Rex,
that's gonna be good.
One of the most loyal members on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I am gonna be very surprised. We're gonna try our best to not go on for too long because this episode's already been very long, but. Oh god, this hits all the points for like the history of this channel.
Look, if your audience does not know we yap.
Okay, now I'm yapping.
It's Crona from Soul Eater versus Ryuko from Kill La Kill, and
yeah, funnily enough, I've been starting to like warm up for this matchup as a run back for both of them since Crona's episode was, and Ryuko was just badly characterized in
mediocre.
This is gonna be a very interesting one to talk about because yeah, it is two returners, and in this case, it would almost be kind of considered a redemption for both in a sense because I had a lot of fun ripping into Venom versus Crona for my review. Again, I can't wait for you guys to see that.
I'll be there no matter what.
So did me and Jonathan and our reaction for it.
Just some very very fun cameos y'all can expect in there, just like little sound bites. So
hopefully we'll actually get to see Screech Gamma this time.
Yeah, something like even John Mitchell himself was like kind of like iffy on like Ryuko only being portrayed as in her beginning of series personality instead of her end of series personality, and it really shows with like her relationship with Senketsu, where it's more so begrudging teamwork. Like compared to the boards, her like.
The have a little faith.
Yeah, the have a little faith. Like in the boards, it was like you know, kind of a joking manner. It's like, bro, I got this. While in the episode, it was an aggressive, bro, I got this.
Like, shut the fuck up.
That sounds like a.
You know what? Does this mean that there is now a matchup quadrant of Venom, Crona, Shadow, and Venom?
I know that matchup, Venom versus Shadow. I think that's fucking badass.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, like it's not, like Crona's. I think Crona's analysis was probably one of the only good parts of like Venom versus Crona.
No, I'm the exact opposite. Venom versus Crona. The best aspect of that one is Venom's analysis. I think I think it's a legit. I think it's legit a well-written.
At least Venom got an improvement in the analysis. At least that's just really fun overall.
Crona segment is just really boring.
It's just I don't remember a damn thing.
And they outright lie about the ending.
Yeah, it's boring, and they just outright like forget.
Lie.
Stuff. They either forget or lie about stuff. Yeah.
What do they say happened to Crona and like Crona's analysis?
It's like they saved Soul.
They saved the world. That's it.
No, they didn't.
They saved the world and made everyone obsessed with boobs.
Well, yeah, so it's like they made everyone obsessed with boobs, and like they just kind of made it into a joke without really getting into the implications of Crona's like mommy issues and like why the maternal neglect would lead to something like that.
Yeah, an upgraded Crona analysis would definitely go into that. But yeah, and I feel like an updated Ryuko analysis should get rid of the puberty talk and like. I don't know, really like talk about her relationship with Senketsu and how
actually name drop Satsuki for once.
I was about to say
Satsuki at all in Ryuko's season 8 analysis? Are you kidding me?
That's funny.
Did they also name drop Mako?
No,
I don't think they did.
No.
What is bro? Season 8? What are you doing?
This was season 7. Wait, no.
No, this was season 8.
Was the season 7 episode? But yeah, like it's
Shadow versus Ryuko feels. Shadow versus,
no, they had to drop.
It feels like a season 7 episode, trapped in season 8 at points.
Like it's also why
that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's also why I wouldn't like mind Shadow returning, even though he becomes like another Sonic 4-timer, because like.
We've talked about Shadow returning on the show before.
Yeah, like to briefly give my thoughts on Shadow versus Mewtwo, the run back. Yeah, that matchup needs a redemption arc. Season 3 did not do justice. Like.
Be sure to check out episode 10 if y'all want to see our thoughts on Shadow versus Mewtwo.
Cool. I'll make sure to check it out. But yeah,
like, even though I don't hate personally, Shadow versus Ryuko. I do think that Ryuko did kind of like it definitely feels like Shadow vs Ryuko was like, I don't want to say it's reaching Shadow featuring Ryuko, but it definitely feels like the episode is kind of centered around Shadow more than it is Ryuko, to the point where it's like I feel like Ryuko just gets the short end of the stick in terms of like representation all around. So it'd be nice to have her come back.
For me, it just felt like a boring ass Shadow respect thread, which didn't even. It just bore me to death. Just made me skip to the
wasn't, to be fair.
But yeah, even then, it's just like you fail to make me like more interested on Shadow. Not only that, but you just spend most of the time talk about how cool Shadow that is, and then there's like, oh yeah, there's Ryuko. She does this. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
He cut some tennis balls or something.
Yeah, something that like I want to something to discuss about like Ryuko, like a Ryuko returns. Like you could like go like act because like I don't think her relationship with, like I said, I don't think her relationship with Senketsu beyond like their initial meeting was expanded upon at all. Like
Ryuko's character in and of itself, I don't think was really expanded upon because I don't even know if like the analysis really got into like the whole sort of identity crisis that Ryuko suffers through, like halfway through killing.
They mostly talking about like puberty and stuff. And like no, like go into her character and how she like learning about how she's like half alien, like kind of messed up with her head, and then maybe go into her like
it's like
space.
Exactly.
Granted. I'm not saying that I want like a modern Ryuko analysis to talk about what happened to her when her mother and I don't think I need to describe the rest of the scene, but I don't need every single bit of Ryuko's story like talked about, but like at least talk about like what like her arc was, like what was her struggle. Like don't just say that like, oh yeah, by the end she was a hero. She wouldn't expect that. I'm like, but what like that doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but
she's a hero. Cool for her.
Instead of me got, Wiz, do you have a daughter? No. I thought so.
That's another connection between these two. Like the mother, like the mother,
shitty moms,
mommy issues.
Like,
shitty moms. All I see are shitty moms.
But yeah, I think like a good thing to highlight in the fight here, especially with like Ryuko, is like how like the different dynamics between like their partners, because like we know that like Senketsu is definitely a better partner to Ryuko than Ragnarok is to Crona. So like that would be a great way to like showcase like.
Oh yeah, that's something I would want them to like get into more.
Social relations.
I want that to be the theme. That it's a battle of a symbiotic relationship versus a parasitic relationship.
Yeah.
I feel because here's the thing with
like Ragnarok was infused into Crona's blood.
Because with Venom versus Crona,
their blood.
I feel like Venom versus Crona could have been a lot better if they leaned into that dichotomy a bit more, and like that's what separates the two of them.
But I will say this again. Listen to me. I got something to say for Venom. It's like for Venom versus Crona. Like, why did they not do anything with Eddie again?
No, they just made him Carnage again.
They just made I can't wait until Venom actually appears on the show, guys. Like,
me too.
No,
because that's how one.
No, here's the thing. Like everyone's saying that, Venom returning for a third time would be annoying, but like, no, it wouldn't. He's not a returning character. Venom hasn't been on the show yet.
It's
just like
it's
like the issue.
Carnage.
No. Listen. It just felt like it felt like the problem I had with Hulk because it not involving Banner. That's the same
exactly.
Thing for me.
But I think it's probably even worse though because even though, like, I don't like the exclusion of Banner, I think for the first 2 episodes that Hulk had, you could make it work. But, like, I guess, like, Venom Bane, I guess you can kind of excuse Eddie's absence, but with Crona, no excuse there.
That was way too egregious.
Yeah, it's like, I don't, like, why is, come on, like, when are we gonna actually get a Venom episode? Like, I don't need a,
right,
like,
or
We're going to bring it up again. Our pronouns are they, them. Not because we're non-binary, but because we are literally 2 guys!
But I would love to see, like, who knows, maybe this could be, like, like, another thing, because, like, I remember that, like John Mitchell said in a behind the scenes that Ryuko's golden Kisaragi form.
Yes.
Be hand animated, but he ran out of time constraints. Imagine him getting to do that for this.
No, it's like Venom. Yeah. See, Crona versus Ryuko. Now that we're on like a 12 episode format for each year, like it does. It kind of needs to happen like now that they have like more time to let each episode cook, and that they can like really tap into the like trigger inspiration for each of the like sequences going on, and like because they've come a long way like since Shadow versus Ryuko.
That's the thing that like I always kind of like question about how this animation could an animation for this fight could go, because their fighting styles couldn't be any more different. Ryuko is a very like aggressive, get in your face kind of character, with some moments of being strategic. Meanwhile, Crona is very much so. They are reserved to like I fight just because I was told to, and so I'm just gonna like throw out not throw out attacks randomly, but like they don't like Crona doesn't really like lean into like a sort of strategy and how they fight.
Also, please set this during the time when Crona's like on a rampage, like massacring a bunch of cities.
Oh, and Ryuko gets to like, that's actually a good way to instantly improve Ryuko's characterization, because like she'd like be acting like with the hero, like working with Senkets that way, like.
Yeah, and maybe you could have a bit of a Magneto versus Tetsuo relationship form between the two of them, where like she starts to feel sorry for Crona.
I just a cool headcanon. What if like?
I'm assuming you can't kill Ragnarok without also killing Crona.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're bonded in that sense. Though it is funny also to think about that, like Crona, their main power is the fact that like the Ragnarok's sword like creates like crazy sound waves, crazy loud sound waves. Yeah, Ryuko literally fights someone like that halfway through Kill la Kill and like completely Uno reverses that power against them. So I feel like that
I do have a feeling that. Sorry, I was just gonna say I do have a feeling that Ryuko probably wins, and like
she probably does, yeah.
Yeah, she probably does, especially if you especially if you include if, which there are good arguments to like, which are good arguments to say that.
I fucking hate if scaling. Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah, but like if we want to,
come on.
No. We give Ryuko if scaling, and we give Crona Fire Force scaling.
I know my friend isn't watching this, but Ishiyuki, if you ever watch this video, I know what you did.
I know.
Oh no.
I see you.
I came up with a fun headcanon. Like, what if Ryuko after fighting Crona, they team up to go face Medusa and just beat the shit out of her?
Well, if this is when Crona's on a rampage, then Medusa's already dead.
Fuck.
That's cool for like a general crossover fan fiction, but like in a death battle specifically, like I feel like
I would imagine that even excluding Kill la Kill if, I would assume that Ryuko slicing that big hole through the life fibers that surrounded the Earth is probably more impressive than where they had Soul Eater at, which was Asura cratering Maka and Soul into the moon, and like Crona, well, I think by the end, Crona is like even with Maka.
Yeah, and also just Ryuko's like really insane healing factor. Like I can't think of many ways for Crona to keep.
But you know what? Definitely. I think Crona might actually be faster because they make it a point in Kill la Kill that the speed of light is an unapproachable speed. Meanwhile, Crona is like fighting Blackstar, who can move faster than his own shadow.
I still love how they're like one of the most blatantly faster than light feats that we've ever had on this show.
Yeah, like the Urza versus Satsuki block making an entire point where that like claim is like, okay, we don't give this kind of, okay, we like dismiss like stuff like Hunter x Hunter and like Toaru, like it's like, yeah, no, they can't go to the speed of light when the feats contradict that. Why do we have to enforce like this statement specifically and for this series only?
So just to ask, like, what originally happened to Crona in the manga? Does anything happen, or is he just fine?
Okay, so in the manga, what happens with Crona is that after they leave Death Weapon Meister Academy, they eventually just end up back with Medusa, and all of a sudden Medusa starts acting like a kind mother to Crona, as in like actually being like appreciative and like just being a good parent,
like doting.
All for Crona to lose their mind, realizing that wait, you can't be my mother. Like my mother was like an awful person. Like give my mother back, and it leads into this one chapter where the chapter is framed so horrifyingly. Yeah. Where it starts out with like Crona giving like an illustration about something that happens, and then by the very end, Crona ends up killing Medusa. And we see the continuation of said illustration, which then leads Crona onto like this massive quest to essentially fulfill their mother's wish and becoming the next Kishin.
That's chapter 87. It's called 87. Just a Simple Story About Killing People.
Yeah, I may have not read Soul Eater, but yeah, Crona is kind of a tragic character. Like,
so wait,
a very tragic character, yeah, definitely.
It's like they've been living so many years with their like terrible mother that they can't imagine a life without them.
Mm-hmm.
But despite that, but that's the great part then about where Crona's story ends, is that despite the fact that like they resign themselves into becoming the Kishin, all it took was Maka and Soul reaching out their hand to them for them to realize that, wait, maybe there's more, like, maybe I can be something more, maybe I can be a force for good, thus leading to their quote-unquote sacrifice, but not really a sacrifice, more so just, like, their ultimate action to stopping Asura being to surround the moon in black blood, thus trapping both Crona and Asura on the moon.
Yeah, and I think they Maka and Soul make some kind of a tiny implication that they're gonna like look for a way to save Crona like eventually.
Yeah, or it's more so like they know that Crona can't keep this up forever, so they just promise themselves that like they'll train so that the next time they have to deal with Asura, they'll be ready. Because like Asura, it's established in the manga that Asura can't ever really die because he represents like the concept of like fear and anxiety. So you can't really kill him. You can only really like just like incapacitate him.
Yeah.
For like a certain amount of time. So.
Yeah, but
yeah.
in the meantime,
ultimately,
they're gonna do their best to like spread their message and like music, their wavelength across the world.
Yeah, and eventually they'll reveal their true feelings for each other.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd like to.
Eventually.
But yeah, this matchup is like I said, it became a recent favorite because of like it's pretty good justifiable run back potential, even though the indie era's got a reputation with the frequency of run backs.
Yeah, this video so far has had like almost nothing but returner matchups.
I really
for Nero versus Magik. But
yeah, not Nero versus Magik.
Now, Zio, were you trying to ask something earlier?
So Medusa just had a random ass change of heart and then just died.
No,
so,
it was her plan.
No,
it was all part of her
Part
plan.
of her plan. Her plan was to specifically drive Crona insane by acting like the complete opposite of how she was Crona's entire life, just to make Crona snap.
Like
okay,
it was basically like if you strike me down so that you can become more powerful, almost like
join the dark side.
Yeah, like a Darth Vader sort of thing.
If I don't know if she can figure out like somebody's memories, but like if she learns about that, she'd be like fucking pissed and like you'd be fucking pissed at Medusa, like.
Oh yeah.
Ryuko would probably empathize with Crona in that sense, but like. Ultimately, like if you're framing the fight as like Crona's going on a rampage and Ryuko's got to stop her, then like, yeah.
Crona, stop them.
Oh, sorry, stop them. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, in the event that like Ryuko wins, I know like people like the whole like respectful emotional death has kind of been getting some flack recently, but I feel like this is a matchup you can do.
You have to do it for this one. It's fucking Crona from Soul Eater.
Like decapitating her like Crona is not gonna fly with anybody.
And Ryuko being like, take my giant ass scissor, dipshit. Like fuck you.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
everyone.
That's gonna be
all
like
of our favorite characters die at some point. That doesn't change them from being
I do feel like with this matchup there is maybe a little bit of a scale issue because like Ryuko by the end of Kill la Kill is like out here just like a Dragon Ball character and then like making her scissor blades like eclipse the planet. I'm just like, how does Crona deal with this?
That is probably where like the superior speed would come into play of making this matchup last a little longer than.
What Crona scales the giant ass scissors to reach Ryuko?
I feel like what would be a cool climax is like Crona would try to like what he did with Asura and just like cover like the scissors with black blood only for it to fail.
Oh, that would be
cool. That would be some awesome imagery, actually.
They still cut anyways. I could.
Yeah.
The thing is though is that what Crona did at the end of Soul Eater, like them covering the moon with black blood, they specifically used an artifact called I forget what it was called. I forget what it was called, but it was an artifact that amplified Crona's black blood to be able to do that. So
was it the box thing?
Yeah, it's the box thing. I forgot what it's called.
Box thing.
The box.
Yeah, it was a box thing. It's I don't know, whatever. Point is that like it amplified their power to be able to do that. So unless Death Battle were to some reason give them that same artifact again, like they did with Venom versus Crona, I still don't know why they did that. But yeah, that'd be the only way, I guess.
I will say I think the best way I can see for a killing blow is cutting off Ragnarok from Crona and having Crona die peacefully from blood loss. Like that's the only way I could because I feel like any other way, because like even like an impalement
Brew!
is a bit too much.
Brew, that's what it was. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I thought you said. Oh, I thought you said true.
No,
Brew is BREW Brew is the name of the box.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, yeah, I think my ideal killing blow thing is like separate like Crona from Ragnarok, even if it meant fatal. But like Ryuko and Crona have like one last conversation without like Ragnarok like being there to ruin the moment.
I don't think that's possible because Ragnarok is the black blood itself, which is Crona's blood. So I don't know if there's really a way to like separate them in that sense.
No, but like that can lead to some pretty interesting interactions of
I don't know. I do want this to end like in a Jonathan Tanjiro style, but they have like one last moment together before
the mercy killing,
yeah, the mercy.
The mercy.
I totally see Ryuko trying to cut through Crona at first, and like they have a black blood interaction, kind of so like Jesus, what the hell are you made of? Like something like that.
Yeah, I feel like you could make the argument of like Ryuko absorbing the black blood and turning into a monster form, but at the same time, I don't know if that kind of interaction would fit like the general story that we're thinking of for this matchup.
No, probably not, because what Ryuko's monster transformation, like her monster transformation is pretty much the same as like Steven Universe's pink kaiju form, where it's a form that happens when like Ryuko just loses her control, like her emotions spiral out of control, and like
it wouldn't really fit the flow of a death battle.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it'd be kind of out of character if anything after the events of Skill to Kill.
Yeah,
but yeah, like I definitely want it to be a Magneto Tetsuo situation, like that ends in a mercy kill, like that's the best like route I think this matchup could take.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my god, I think this made me no, I really vibe with this matchup actually. Like even as somebody who's like hasn't indulged in Soul Eater yet, like I really like the the connections. It makes sense, especially with like the monthly connection that I just clocked in with this discussion, and then like the fight being able to like get being like somewhat character driven is like scale issues be damned, like you're right, like the story potential's in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I really like this matchup, and I do prefer. This is my preferred for Ryuko for a run back, but I also really like this matchup because a really nice friend of mine really pushes for it, and she's great.
Aww.
She's a really good member of the community.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, like this thumbnail is really damn good. I'm gonna steal those renders. Like, for my own.
Yeah, that's a good thumbnail. Good thumbnail.
That's a really cool thumbnail.
Thank you.
Very yeah. Zio's made that one for me.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Nice.
Speaking of which, I just made making everyone's submissions in our chat.
I really want them to actually have more interacting going on with like all four characters as opposed to Senketsu and Ragnarok having like 2 lines each or something really stupid like that.
Have like the dynamic be like how Ryuko and not Ryuko, because that was my favorite part of Ruby versus Maka. Maka and Soul's like dynamic was in Ruby versus Maka, like.
Yeah, you can't just have it be a footnote. It needs to be intrinsic to the fight.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like Ryu, like why do I keep wanting to say Ryuko and Maka? Like Soul and Maka's like dynamic in Ruby versus Maka is what Ryuko and Senketsu's dynamic should have been in Shadow versus Ryuko. Like exactly.
More or less, yeah.
And I'm just like imagining like maybe Crona's like dusting fading away or something, and then like Senketsu might have a moment being like, "Hey Ryuko, are you gonna be all right?" And maybe Ryuko's like. And maybe she's like a tear's falling from her face, and she's like, "Shut up!" And then like it fades away or something.
She's too punk. She's too edgy to show her feelings. No, she's not edgy.
It's like
you did not just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ryuko's pretty edgy.
Yeah, but she's definitely she's that edge has definitely been sanded.
I mean, it's literally Shadow's favorite anime.
Mm-hmm.
It is Shadow's.
That's how you know.
And then he had to kill his own waifu.
No, it's Shadow's favorite anime because it started out edgy, and then he actually got really invested into the story.
I'd still I would still say she's got a bit of flippancy about her towards the end still.
Yeah, but
Oh,
but yeah, this would be a really good like dual run back episode, like just to
Yeah.
mix up the run back like indie death
Yeah,
battles.
it'd be neat. It'd be neat. Soul Eater in general could just like.
And
more
you gotta
episodes on
capitalize on Crona's like disfigurement, Lovecraftian transformations, like as the battle escalates too.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if like did Ryuko like know about it like her monstrous rampage like after she like gone down?
Or afterwards. Yeah, I think she knew. I think she was like really ashamed.
Yeah, I think she would like
Yeah, like maybe she would have a flashback to when she like went on a rampage too, and
she would like so she's like
I'm not letting this
interactions is actually so cool with this
I'm not
matchup. Like holy crap,
not letting this happen again.
I need to start reading Soul Eater. At least I got started the anime, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like stop in the middle and then read the manga.
You
What
watch
you have
the
to
anime
do
and then bail when it starts becoming its own thing.
Try your best. Try your best, Zio, to purge from your memory the spoilers that we said.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna probably forget anyways. Like, you know.
That's how I roll. Like I got spoiled, and then I intentionally make sure to forget because it's how I can like use my bad memory to my advantage.
Yep.
How do you intentionally forget?
Good question.
When it comes to Soul Eater episodes.
Good question. I forgot.
When it comes to Soul Eater episodes,
Nice.
I do hope they do I do hope they do Death the Kid next, and then hopefully hopefully find one for Black Star. If you watch episode 10, we go into Death the Kid versus Shoto Todoroki. Be sure to check that one out. And
Zio was actually talking about that like last night.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if I come to you guys with a Black Star matchup at some point in the future.
I'm open for it.
I'll be there no matter what.
Because it's been a while since I pitched one.
Down to listen.
And but yeah, I think after those two have gotten theirs, that'll be the perfect time to give Crona a redemption. Please, all that is to say, please give Soul Eater the Brotherhood treatment. I need that. I need that in my life.
Absolutely. I may not have watched Soul Eater, but like, damn, it deserves like a more adaptation.
And call it Soul Eater Resonance. Do it. You won't.
This fire.
It's just writing itself at this point.
I stole that from Reddit. Thank you.
Just writing.
Yeah, the one good thing Reddit has done, besides like maybe the 10 other good things that Reddit has done.
But he no likes Reddit anyway.
All right. Well, Kinjo Rex, you are a legend. Thank you so much for suggesting this one.
Exactly.
Like the storytelling potential on this matchup goes so hard.
Yeah, it's so good actually. Like holy crap.
Like I felt like we've been like picking layers upon layers off of this thing the more like we've gone into the connections and everything. So hopefully we'll get to see this become a reality someday. Normalize Soul Eater episodes on this show, guys. I want to see. I gotta see everybody else.
Makaversary was too good to be a one-time thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can't be a fluke.
Yeah, I agree.
I need more.
It's like, just this once. I need more.
Please give me more.
Like
I need Soul Eater episodes.
I
need Soul Eater. Give me like he's like just this once. Okay, scratch that. Maybe like 3 or 4 more. Then I'll be fine.
Yeah, we could do with the Crona run back, Death the Kid episode, Black Star episode, and then maybe a Medusa episode.
Oh yeah, Medusa versus Orochimaru.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us all. We hope you all enjoy. I hope we were able to convince y'all on some matchups you may not have thought of before, and perhaps give y'all some fun insights on familiar ones that you've been asking for years. And so, thank you all for joining us, and we'll be sure to see you all in the next video. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Raccoon Bro.
Raccoon Bro voice actor.
I'd give Raccoon Bro VA a 240 out of 10.
I love Raccoon Bro.